Good evening. Welcome to the Stephen Knight Show. Hope you're having a great Monday. Today we have a very talented R&B duo who's joined us tonight, Zen City. They're a new group, and they have some great music. So we'll be talking to them later on in the show. Want to remind you all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, our official website, thestephennightshow.com. Also follow us on TikTok. We have new merch. Check it out. It's everywhere you might see something you like. Family, how y'all doing? Y'all good?
Blessed by the best.
Remember last week I was saying how great my Monday was? This one wasn't as great. This was more of a struggle, but we made it. We made it through. All right. So our question of the day is, what's a weird food combination you enjoy? Linnea. I know this is a hard one for me too.
I'm so greedy. I don't know. That's a good question. I had no idea because I know I done mixed some stuff together.
Right.
No, because I think that's normal. I was gonna say peanut butter and cheese, but I think that's normal.
That is normal?
I think so.
No? No, not normal.
I've never heard of it.
It's not normal?
No.
Oh, well, then peanut butter. I love peanut butter and you know how people do like celery or whatever?
Yeah.
I do peanut butter and cheese.
Interesting.
I love it.
What about you, Chige?
I don't know if this is not normal, but I like to do macaroni and cheese with yams. And I like to do mashed potatoes with corn.
That's normal.
Yeah, I think
that's normal.
I do that. You do that, everybody do that at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Do they?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's like the staple. You gotta mix those. You can't have macaroni and cheese and not have some yams and be able to put them together. It's sweet and savory.
Exactly.
Okay.
I can't think of any. I didn't want to ask this question because I didn't even know. I can't think of anything. I'm sure I've thrown some together. I do know when I was in college, I didn't know how to cook at all. And I decided I wanted to teach myself. So I decided to make a casserole. And so the only meat I had was chicken and tuna. So I put that all in the casserole, right? And then I took it to work. And I would cook and want to take it to work. And so I was telling everybody I made casserole, for lunch. And this older lady, she worked with me, she said, "What'd you use as the base?" I said, "The what?" She said, "Oh, Lord." Well, it was funny because we were eating it. It was nasty. And I said, I was kind of panning the room as we eating. And this is one girl, it's not that bad with a little salt. She's tearing it up. It wasn't good. I can cook now, though.
But I think that's I hate to say it, but that chicken tuna casserole is a white people thing now.
Oh, well.
Yeah, they like making casseroles, like real crazy casseroles. I've seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, we love good. They love good casserole, but we love everybody.
You ain't had no base, so that thing was
No, it was dry. But yeah, tweet us at home. Let us know what's a weird food combination you enjoy. All right, well, congratulations to LSU. They won the women's championship last night, but of course there was some controversy. So LSU basketball star Angel Reese, she's having defended her taunting of Iowa's Caitlin Clark during the the NCAA title game last night, and called out hypocrites who criticized her for doing the same taunt Clark had done in games prior. So the Tigers forward received widespread backlash for using WWE superstar John Cena's famous "You Can't See Me" gesture during LSU's 103-85 blowout victory at the American Airlines Center. Iowa's Clark had used the same hand gesture to taunt players in both Elite Eight and the Final Four. But while Clark was praised for the act, Reese was criticized for poor sportsmanship. She went on to say that critics are having characterized her as too hood, too ghetto for the taunt, but when other people do it, y'all have nothing to say. She said, all year I was critiqued about who I was. The narrative, I don't fit the narrative. I don't fit into the box y'all want me to be in. I'm too hood, I'm too ghetto. Y'all told me that all year, but other people do it, y'all don't say anything. Now, Reese, she transferred from Maryland to LSU last May added that Sunday's win was for girls who look like me, telling them to be unapologetically you. And that's what I did for tonight. It was bigger than me. Twitter's going to go on rage every time, and I'm happy. I feel like I've helped grown women's basketball this year. Now, Reese, I did have some supporters, including LeBron James and Shaquille O'Neal, who defended her. So Keith Olbermann, he was the one that called her an effing idiot when she made the gesture. And someone told, I think it was LeBron said, shut your dumb ass up. Leave her alone. And LeBron also shared Ryan Clark's message on Twitter saying, if you praise Caitlin Clark as competitive, fiery, and passionate for doing the You Can't See Me celebration, and you're criticizing Angel Reese for the same, we already know. Now, Sunday's victory for LSU's basketball team was the first title for them and the fourth for their coach, Kim Mulkey, who had previously won 3 titles at Baylor before she joined LSU in 2021. So, I saw this morning and it was like, Chike, I mean, they did the same gesture. But I love the way that she spoke up for herself. And why is it, let me ask, why is it that she's getting criticized and Caitlin's not?
You really asking me that? Are you really asking me that? You know why.
Right.
But my thing is this. With this whole social media thing, everyone feels like they need to respond to everything. If you're unapologetic about something, be unapologetic about it. Keep it moving. Don't even dignify it with any type of answer. Just keep it moving. If it's you and it's natural, let it rock.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts, Lanier?
So, in response to what Chike just said, so LSU won, and she was doing the press conference. That was, of course, the main question. So she answered, and she answered the way that she should have answered. I'm not even gonna say all season. Since she came to LSU, it has been this narrative in regards to her, but not just her. Black women in basketball in general, especially in college ball, there has been this narrative that that they've run with when it comes to us. And Dawn Stanley just spoke about it because they talked about how her team is and how she is as a coach. Dawn Stanley, first of all, I remember Dawn Stanley growing up. One of the women that I looked up to when I used to play ball. Dawn Stanley is one of the best female basketball players, period.
Thanks.
And she addressed some things at a press conference, and she basically said the same thing. Y'all create these narratives in the press, and what happens is y'all make us look a certain way, but then when other people do and say things, you don't say nothing. It's the same thing. And when Caitlin Clark did what she did, and I'll give it to her, she was having a good season. She was having a good, especially during the playoffs.
Yeah.
She was knocking out at least like 40 points per game. And she was the first one to do it. And first of all, when you playing sports, everybody talks jump. Period. That's what it is. That's how all games are played. Everybody talks smack. She was out there because she was feeling herself. She just knew that they was going to win. And when she did all that, and they right. Now one person, oh, she's fiery. She's a competitor. She's raw. And then, when they was losing and they knew that the end of that game was coming, Angel Reese was like,
right, put a ring on it.
She was ignoring her. Caitlin Clark was doing her. She was like, you can't see me, huh? And then she was like, and she went on to get a ring. Right. Congratulations, boo. They played a hellified game, and they got that win. And it's historic. Let's put that in perspective. Yet again, with the thing of historic relating to Black folks, you got grown men telling her she's a piece of shit, she's an idiot because of what she did, but the white girl did the same thing.
And the Caitlin's defense, she said that she didn't take offense to it. She said that's part of the game. She said they wasn't disrespectful.
I know what it was.
Right. Yeah, but they've been boosted up Caitlyn. She was on a show. I watched CBS Mornings. They were interviewing there, and she was the one they were looking to win, and it didn't go that way. And so now our sister's getting taunted. But I'm glad that she spoke out about it. And I've seen a lot of celebrities. Viola Davis posted something on her page. A lot of people posted on their page, in support for her, which I'm glad she stuck up for herself. But the men's their championship game is tonight. San Diego State plays UConn. So good luck to both of them. And we'll see.
I lost the pool at work.
Right. All right. Well, there's a Dutch sperm donor. He's accused of fathering 550 children. He's now facing legal action. According to Insider, the man is being sued to prevent him from continuing to donate his sperm, as well as address concerns regarding the increased possibility of accidental incest. His name is John Jacob Meyer, I think. He's the Dutch sperm donor. He reportedly is being sued by a mother of one of the children he fathered. Additionally, he's being sued by donor kind. According to the outlet, the organization alleged that the man donated sperm to at least 13 clinics in the Netherlands. Furthermore, the organization reports that he continued to donate despite being placed on the Dutch donation blacklist in 2021. He reportedly did so by assuming an alias via social media to communicate with prospective parents. From there, the outlet alleges that he continued to donate his sperm abroad in countries including Denmark and Ukraine. According to the outlet, donor kind guidelines maintain that sperm donors cannot father more than 25 children or impregnate more than 12 mothers. Additionally, the outlet reports that these guidelines exist to prevent inbreeding and incest. Donor kind alleges that he fathered 550 children. Furthermore, the organization explained that there is a significant psychological impact on children when they learn they have hundreds of siblings. The organization's lawyer reportedly described his behavior as dangerous for the mental well-being of the health of the children. So the woman that's suing him, she's going by Eva, and she has one of his children that was born in 2018. He told her that he had only fathered 25 children, which obviously was a lie. And so she's doing this to protect her child and for allowing this to happen to other families, all these siblings walking around. Linnea, 550 children. What are your thoughts?
When you first started the story, I thought you said the nut donor. But anyway, I'm just trying to figure out if how you get on the do not give sperm list.
Right.
How do you get on the list like that?
Right.
And then how you get on the list and still manage to give up sperm? Because obviously they're not vetting the way that they're supposed to.
Right.
I mean, that is DNA. Are you guys not checking against records that you already have relating to this situation to match up to make sure, especially if you have a list of do not get this sperm list? That is hilarious. There's a skit in there somewhere. There's a skit in there. But I don't, and even if he told you only 25, that made you feel good.
That's still a lot.
Go ahead and get his. And why? First of all, I don't even, based off of what I've seen of this type of thing, you're not even supposed to come in contact with the person that's donating.
Yeah, I thought it was anonymous.
Yeah. Like how that's not even supposed to happen. But you did mention something about him online and just randomly telling women, I'm gonna give you my sperm. Like, they stupid for even going through all of it.
Right.
That's how bad you want a kid. You you might as well go and mess with a random dude and get pregnant versus the sperminator.
Yeah. Sperminator. She can. What do you
remember that movie? I can't remember the name of the film, but remember the film that I reviewed that time about the doctor that was going around inseminating like all of his clients? It's not much different than that. Like, it's abuse. That's basically what it is. Yeah. And did you say that man was a judge?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I think that some legal action needs to be made. Seriously, because it's abuse.
And they have the for concern because, like you said, it could cause incest, inbreeding.
Mm-hmm.
You're not knowing that this is your sibling.
And even on a normal basis, it's something about a radius in which you can do it. Like because they don't want too many people in the same area to have an offspring from one particular donor.
Yeah.
That's
I want
crazy.
to know how old he is, because if this 550 number is right, he got to be up there in age, not like like older, whatever. But
He looked young. He looked young in the picture.
Been doing this 550.
He looked young. Like when I saw the picture of him, he looked very young. And I mean, I would say like 30s. Here, is this?
I wonder if this is a psychological condition in certain men that they feel like they need to father everyone.
I wouldn't want all that.
But you can create them, but you're not taking care of them.
Right. Yeah.
Well, no, that's the regular dude in the street.
Right. Exactly.
That's in my life.
Let's correct that, ma'am, Miss Ma'am. Not a regular dude in the street. Not a regular dude.
That's just a baby making dude in the street.
All right.
From around the way. That's Raekwon from around the way. He got like 10 baby mamas and 12 kids.
His name can be Tyler too, not just Raekwon. His name can be Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler can do it too.
Tyler can. Well, I wasn't gonna say Tyler. I was gonna say Bobby.
Bobby.
Him too.
I was gonna say Bobby.
I can't find this picture.
Eduardo.
Yeah. Anybody.
Stop.
All right. Well, today, Florida Governor DeSantis, he signed a bill that will allow those who can legally own a gun to carry their weapon without a permit. According to AP News, this now means that training and background checks will not be required to carry a concealed weapon in public. The bill will officially go into effect July 1st. Now, with all the mass shootings, we have over 130 already, and this is April 3rd. Is this a smart thing to do, Chike?
To be quite honest, I want that man to govern himself out of the presidency. I want him to govern himself all the way in a hole and out of the presidency.
Yeah.
Lanier knows I love the state of Florida aesthetically. Like, that was my spot. I went there on a regular basis. I don't know when the next time I'm going to go to Florida, because it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. I don't think that they want us there, period. Right? Yeah. That's just my belief. I don't think he wants us there, period. Between that and him also trying to protect that man.
Oh, yeah.
His decision making, I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know where he's going with this, but any cuckoo is going to have the ability to go pow pow. Mm-hmm. Cuckoos are always going pow pow now and anyway.
Yeah.
All you did was put a cherry on top of it and give them license to do it. So we're going to have shootouts at Walmart. We're going to be playing Lone Ranger on the highway. This is the type of situations we're going to incur. An old game of Stagecoach. You're going to be in your car, I'm going to be in my car, and we're going to pow, pow, pow. This is what I'm seeing. This is the future.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this, Lanier?
Today's word of the day is indicated.
Right. Exactly. Indicated.
Today's word of the day is indicated. Yeah. This is the same man who is fighting Mickey Mouse.
Right.
He is fighting Disneyland. The same man. He has an issue with Mickey Mouse in Disneyland. Yep. The same man. I hate to say it, but Disney might not even be in Florida no more. Like, for real.
That'd be a big hit to them.
Disney may be leaving Florida.
Maybe that's what needs to happen.
Maybe that's what needs to happen. Because Disney was an island to itself. That's where a majority of your revenue comes from.
Yep.
Because it's easier to get to Florida than it's easier to get to California, or where's the other Disneyland in Europe?
So let me ask this question, since you brought Disney into it. Do they still get to keep their sovereignness? Like, will someone be able to take a gun to Disney World?
So I think they're still fighting, like, with him in regards to that. And I really think that Disney, what's in Florida? Disney World?
Disney World.
I really think that Disney World is not going to be in Florida anymore. Like, I really do. Like I see that happening because of this man.
Yeah.
And what else are you going to have in Florida besides that's a major attraction? Because everything that's associated with Disney is going with Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And they can go anywhere in the world.
Right.
They already have an island. They already have an island.
They can go anywhere in the world and bring in that revenue, honey.
Yeah.
So the fact that this is what you're like, the things that you're doing, it makes you scratch your head. And it's like you're harboring indicated fugitives, like you're fighting with Mickey Mouse, you're opening up the Wild Wild West officially.
Mm-hmm.
Literally getting rid of books, erasing history.
Banning books.
Especially if there's anything relating to the truth behind what happened in this country.
Yeah.
Like you're
And apparently someone can't be in some type of form of drag in any radius to a child. Or it's going to be a charge.
No. And you're going back. So I think Florida is one of the few states where if you are a felon, you still can vote, and you're changing that back to where felons can't, because that's one of the few states where a felon can vote.
Mm-hmm.
Get out, you've done your time,
right?
Your record, but you can still vote. Trying to nix that because you don't want them to get out of jail and not vote for you.
That's what it is.
You're physically arresting people who have done their time, and sending the police to their home to disrupt their lives that they they fought to get back.
Right.
Yeah. Because of what? Some self.
Well, let's talk about Trump real quick. He is the first president, twice impeached, one-term president who hasn't been indicted.
Indicated.
Yeah, he said indicated. So former President Trump, he's arrived in New York a day before he's expected to turn himself into law enforcement and face more than 30 criminal charges in Manhattan court following last week's historic grand jury indictment. Trump's lawyers told New York judge Monday that they opposed the request by media outlets to broadcast Tuesday's arraignment. The judge said that he expects to issue a decision tonight. Several media outlets, including CNN, have also asked the judge to make the indictment public. Trump's legal team said that the former president will voluntarily surrender and will look to challenge every potential issue once the indictment is unsealed. Trump, who has vowed to continue his 2024 bid as the first current or former president in U.S. history who have faced criminal charges. The district attorney's office has been investigating Trump's alleged role in a hush money payment scheme involving adult film star Stormy Daniels that dates to 2016 presidential campaign election. And so, he's used this in his favor. He's already raised $7 million. And it's small donors. So these are people who maybe don't have a whole lot of money, but they're coming together and donating to him. I saw that when he was in his motorcade or riding through, he had their protesters waving and rooting them on. And but it was interesting about the Stormy Daniels situation. So there was a man, I guess he somehow found about it back like in 2010, 11 or whatever. And what happened was they were talking to her, and they're trying to find someone who worked in the sex industry to run for office as a joke. And so she said she could do it. And she said she could do it, and she told the story about some of the rich men she knows who could probably donate to her, and that's how she brought up Trump, how she knew him then. And so that was a story in 2010, 11, never went anywhere, you know, because she wasn't trying to like get him in trouble. She was just saying. And then it came out right before he announced that he was running for president, and so that's where he allegedly had Michael Cohen, his attorney at the time, pay for the hush payment so it wouldn't hit the press. And so that's what all this is about. But they're saying that, you know, he has several other cases against him. Some were saying that this may have not been as big to go first, but, you know, the Republicans are trying to say this is all politicized, and they're saying that it's not politicized because if it was, Georgia, New York, they'll all be doing it at the same time, and they're not trying to do it. So they're doing it as the information comes.
They want him separately.
Right, exactly. So, what are your thoughts, just briefly, on this indictment? Because we're just saying is Trump is someone who he's never really gotten in trouble for anything he's done in his life, and that he always gets away with things. But this is the one time he can't control what happens. This court proceeding. And he's not been smart because he's been on his social media bashing the attorney, the district attorney, and the judge that's going to be trying his case. So what are your thoughts on all of this? Do you think he's finally going to be held accountable for what he's done? Let anyone take it.
Sum it up, because we talked about this earlier. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think Chike will be able to sum this up because we talked about this earlier. So I think his summation will cover my feelings and my thoughts.
Okay. Chike, take it away.
So this guy has been doing criminal acts since the 70s, right? It started out with him and his father. And I listened to his niece a lot, Mary Trump, because she is a clinical professional and she pretty much knows what she's talking about. And she happens to be his family member. She grew up with him. Can't stand it. He is out of touch with reality because he's never had to face this type of reality before.
Yeah.
He's always had long money and able to either buy his way out of stuff or when it came to the legal system, prolong it to the point where he could slide out of it. With him being or him inserting himself into the political arena, he exposed himself to different types of law, right? Yeah. He wasn't prepared for that. So now that his house of cards is falling down all around him, he doesn't know how to really deal because it's a different type of animal.
Yeah.
I told Linnea something earlier that I had, it was something private for me, but I'm going to share. There's a little small infinitesimal part of me that really wants everything to fall in his favor as it relates to him still being able to do what he's able to do. Because I'm mad at the government and I'm mad at the powers that be for allowing this to go on for so long that it got to this point and we are here and they're worried about, oh, the country can't take it. Oh, if we prosecute him, it's going to do horrible things to our country. Well, you beating Black people with nightsticks did horrible things to the country. You're doing nothing about that. Children are being shot in school. You're doing nothing about that. But now that this man is about to go to jail, possibly because he committed crimes, now it's bad for the country.
Right.
Listen, you're about to get me riled up. I don't want to start cussing and stuff, but it's not funny. It's actually quite sad. And you allow this one man who's not even educated. He's not an educated man. And he has taken America to its knees.
Yeah.
He has all of you walking around scared to prosecute and scared to do things to him because he may summon a mob. Or you're scared that his followers are going to do this. America, you're acting like a punk.
Yeah.
You're acting like a punk. Handle him like you would do anyone else.
And that's how you handle black people.
Right. Right.
And I'm going to shut up on that.
Well, you know, in the Republican Party, like the elected officials, most of them are joining the line, jumping the line with them, saying, you know, that this is wrong. Same thing, is not good for the country. Even Ron DeSantis, who Trump has been bashing, he's defended Trump.
Yeah.
And so there's this one gentleman, I forget, he's a governor. He's the only one that said that he thinks that Trump should step out of the race, and he's actually made his bid for presidential campaign. He said because it's too much that goes on with Trump and is distracting the country. But it's rare that anyone speaking out. Lindsey Graham was the day of they announced that the grand jury had voted. He was almost in tears, crying on Fox News, cussing and swearing. I mean,
so I need to go sit down somewhere.
A little history lesson. When Nixon got to this point,
yeah,
they kind of used the pardon situation versus him retiring, right? That was his get out of jail free card. If you resign, then we can go ahead and do this pardon, then all is even.
Mm-hmm.
And that was controversial because a lot of people didn't want him to be pardoned. They wanted him to pay for his crimes.
Yeah.
I would hope that Uncle Biden would never pardon him because of the crimes that he committed to this country. However, that is still a bargaining chip that he could use to just walk away and all is forgiven. I don't want to go to jail and I'm going to step away, but you did commit these crimes. People got hurt because of you. A woman died following you.
Yeah.
The same dude that told people to drink bleach.
Yeah.
And here is a governor of that crazy state, because now you're the representative of the state. Sorry, Florida people, but y'all crazy because your governor's crazy.
Yep.
He's saying that he's not going to extradite him if he doesn't want to leave.
Yeah.
So what does that exactly look like? So he's going to be down in Florida in his fortress, protected by Secret Service, which belongs to the government, and you're going to protect him.
Mm-hmm.
So you're harboring a criminal.
Because they get that for life. Am I correct?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
That's for life.
What does that look like? This is insane. What does that look like?
The sad thing is, I don't know if like people at Fox News, for example, and you know they've allowed Fox News to be Trump's sounding board. Behind the scenes, they can't stand him. They think
they're already in trouble. They're in trouble
right.
themselves.
But the fact that you can go out there, Tucker Carlson included, and praise him, you know, this is a witch hunt. This, but behind closed doors, you're saying, I don't even like him. Tucker Carlson, I don't even like him. Text messages. I hate Trump. So it's just like you sold your soul. You have sold your soul.
Look at the real quick before we move on to the next. Look at the dichotomy of this. You want to persecute and put charges on someone who wants to give someone a bottle of water that's in line to vote. But this man asked people to storm the Capitol, and you want to do nothing.
Nothing.
Even Mike Pence, they interviewed him last week, the day that this was announced. And he still walks that fine line with Trump. Boy, you know, he doesn't think that this is the right thing to do. You know, he's been Georgia, I think he has to testify. The Supreme Court said he had to testify. And he hasn't decided if he's going to try to fight that. But this man almost got you killed.
But Stephen, everybody has their eye on the precious. Everybody wants the precious. Yep. They want to sit in that office at that desk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we're definitely see what happens this week. In the other cases he has against him. But as always, Linnea, thank you for a wonderful hot topics. Check out We'll See You Movie Views And when we come back, Zen City, right back after this.